Right now it's 6 snowplows, how they're keeping up with the first winter storm of the year.
And Wisconsin lawmakers are pushing to rename a local medical center.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski. The forecast was absolutely correct. Snow touched down in the Coulee region, various inch amounts depending on where in our viewing area you are. But it is here and more is coming, Greg.
Yeah, as this wraps up, we got another system that's just about 24 hours away too, but we still got snow going on with this one and more drifting snow, and that's why with the alert day it's still through about midnight for areas south of I-90. Really, it's getting that thin little area that we're watching. Overall, if you look at Tomah, that has still snow going on in Sparta area. Still some snow on the roads. We've had visibility drop down to a 1 or less, so that's why you do get some snow covered. Otherwise, if you get more like 3 to 4 mile visibility with lighter snow, it's actually remaining wet. So that's one of the main areas that we're looking for right now. Winter storm warnings are out till 6 a.m. Other areas to the north are out till 6 a.m. too. Once again, for the drifting, not so much the snow. The line really is now to Viroqua to Sparta. Those are the wind speeds that you see the numbers right now, and that's what we're going to be dealing with this evening is 15 to 20 out of the north, so that will cause some drifting, especially in higher elevations and open country too. Road conditions behind there, you can see getting better. It wasn't actually too bad with the temperature staying near freezing. As we time out that back edge, it'll come through the area by about 8 to 9 p.m. and then eventually everyone will see the snow come to an end after 9. With the winds becoming, it's still an issue, but notice the temperature is still around freezing for most areas, so that'll help keep the roads in pretty good shape throughout the night. And then as we go out to tomorrow, we got more snow coming up. We're 24 hours from another one, and then we got a third one that we go for this weekend. And then we got some very cold temperatures for everyone to enjoy.
All right, we're going a few rounds with Mother Nature.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, Greg, thanks for the latest. And as Greg showed you, the roads are having to contend with these snow totals. Well, today the snowplow drivers are hitting the streets to remove snow from the storm today.
News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall is learning what obstacles plow truck drivers face in this weather. Jeremy?
Emily, earlier I did a ride along of Jason Wood and the owner of T&H Lawn and Snow, and he tells me, like all of our jobs, removing snow has its challenges. Some of the challenges Wood faces is below zero temperatures. He tells me negative temperatures can make it harder to use the equipment. But for him, the biggest obstacle is dealing with parked cars and knowing where to put the snow.
We do a lot of hotels and apartment buildings, and every time you go to do them, they're different. There's cars in your way, there's people in your way, there's deliveries, there's always something in your way. You just got to roll with it.
And earlier I spoke to Ryan Rasmussen, the street superintendent for the city of La Crosse. He says the plan for right now is to have the Department of Public Works on the road tomorrow to do whatever they couldn't do today. He also says drivers should be patient when driving behind them and to follow alternate side parking rules. For now, live in La Crosse, Jeremy Wall, News 8 Now.
Jeremy, thanks very much. Sounds like there's a little bit of wind as well out in the streets. Meantime, the city of Onalaska will also be having its Department of Public Works back on the roads tomorrow. According to their director, Herod Holter, they will be cleaning up the alternate side and other city streets.
Menards will pay substantial back wages, damages, and penalties after an investigation found violations of protections for nursing mothers. The retailer will also undergo a statewide audit of its Minnesota stores. The Minnesota Department of Labor investigation found Menards deducted wages from employees for the time they spent pumping breast milk and retaliated against a worker who filed a complaint. In addition to back wages and compensation for the affected employees, Menards will also pay more than $15,000 in penalties for the violations. The Labor Department says this case shows that employees should not have to choose between properly caring for their child and getting their full pay or job security.
Wisconsin lawmakers are trying to rename the Tomah VA Medical Center. Today, Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin and Republican Representative Derek Van Orden in Wisconsin's 3rd District introduced a bill to rename the medical center after Jason Simkoski. According to a release by the congressman and previous reporting, Simkoski was a Wisconsin veteran who died after battling an addiction to opioids prescribed by the VA. Senator Baldwin says renaming the VA will honor Simkoski's legacy and the work done to end opioid addiction in veterans. Representative Van Orden, meanwhile, says the renaming will ensure Simkoski's story is never forgotten.
Police in the village of Trempealeau are asking for help locating a missing person. Octavio Morales was last seen on December 22nd in downtown La Crosse. His family says he went missing from St. Joseph the Workman Cathedral. According to a Trempealeau police Facebook post, Morales was last seen wearing a black sweatshirt and white pants. He was declared missing by police last night. Any information about his location should be sent to the Trempealeau Police Department. That phone number is on your screen. We'll also have the police's email on our website, news8000.com.
Israeli defense forces say heavy gun battles are raging inside Gaza. Israel's army bombed Gaza and battled Hamas fighters today as their defense spokesman warned fighting will continue through 2024. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken returned to Israel in an attempt to stop the war from spreading. Israel has traded cross-border fire with Iranian-backed Hezbollah militants in Lebanon for 3 months, spreading concern the war in Gaza could spill over into a wider conflict.
We want this war to end as soon as possible. Escalation is in no one's interest. No one's seeking it. No one wants to see other fronts opened in this conflict.
Now, the war shows no signs of stopping as the Palestinian civilian death toll climbs and humanitarian aid trickles into the territory. A deep dive into Wisconsin's redistricting case.
The state Supreme Court decision could have a massive impact on local elections, but area legislators are ready for a new era of politics.
Hy-Vee hot deals are burning hot. Get bone-in pork shoulder roast, just $1.48 a pound. Marie Callender's bowls or Healthy Choice steamers, just $1.88. And buy 2, get 2 free on select Coke products. Only at Hy-Vee.
Garbage day! Here you go.
Russell! I swear I've been seeing you everywhere.
I've been busy.
Are you ready to get more from your checking account? Ultra's A-plus accounts are built with more in mind. More ways to stay connected to your finances with online and mobile banking. More secure ways to pay with contactless debit cards and mobile wallet, so you can make purchases without slowing down. More money in your pocket with better rates, no minimum balance, and no monthly fees.
Psst, this just in. New members opening an A-plus account with $250 get an extra $250.
Ultra Federal Credit Union, helping you live your best life.
Hold on, I'm coming. You didn't tell me you were getting McDonald's.
Buy a sausage biscuit, sausage McMuffin, or sausage McGriddles and get one for $1.
At Overhead Door Company, we repair any garage door and only install the best. Serving up to 100 miles outside of the Onalaska, Wisconsin area. When you need a door company you can trust with your life, call Overhead Door Company of the Seven Rivers region.
Save every day with Hy-Vee Perks prices. Campbell's Chunky or Well Yes Soup. Hy-Vee Perks price $1.99. Fresh Express Garden Salad. Hy-Vee Perks price $1.48. And Ore-Ida Potatoes. Hy-Vee Perks price $4.99. Sign up for Hy-Vee Perks today.
Seeing those wind gusts affecting our City Cam 8 on this evening. Well, just before Christmas, Wisconsin's Supreme Court overturned the state's legislative maps, ruling them unconstitutional.
News 8 Now's Allison Fergut breaks down how we got here and what the future holds for the state legislature. Allison?
Ken and Emily, the state Supreme Court threw out the maps because the districts weren't contiguous. But the context behind the decision is more complex, and so is the future of the state's legislative maps.
With the election of Justice Janet Protasiewicz to the state Supreme Court in April, a new era of Wisconsin politics was ushered in.
It was clear to basically everyone that the Wisconsin State Supreme Court was going to take another look at the district maps. And indeed, they did.
Protasiewicz's election flipped the court's makeup from conservative to liberal for the first time in 15 years. The day after she was sworn in, a lawsuit was filed arguing the maps were unconstitutional.
We can trace the series of events that got us to now, we can trace that back to 2010.
For over a decade, Democrats have argued the legislative maps unfairly favor the Republican Party. In 2011, Republicans had total control of Wisconsin government, leading both the legislature and the governorship.
So Republicans have full control over the redistricting process, and unsurprisingly, they use their control over the redistricting process to try to achieve more seats.
It's a process known as gerrymandering, the idea of drawing boundaries in a way to favor one political party.
You cram the opposing party supporters into a small number of districts, and then you spread your own party's supporters across a wide range of districts, enough to give you a solid majority.
Was partisanship considered as a consideration in the map? Yes. There were certain times that partisanship was.
But after over a decade, state Democrats got the news they'd been waiting for. New maps had to be drawn. The reason the court decided to throw out the maps does not hinge on the districts being unfair to one political party over another.
They do so on the grounds that the districts were not all contiguous, meaning that there were some disconnected parts of districts.
The Wisconsin Constitution requires legislative districts to, quote, consist of contiguous territory.
It's very possible that we'll see assembly districts in our area get shifted around.
In La Crosse, Jill Billings' assembly district is highly Democratic, but her district could be redrawn in a way that leads to her actually losing some of her Democratic voters. She says she's not worried about a competition. To her, it's more important that every Wisconsinite's voice is heard.
People should be able to choose their legislators. The legislators should not be choosing the people they want to represent. That's what fair maps are all about. So I think when we have that, we have a healthier democracy.
Representative Steve Doyle and State Senator Brad Pfaff have some of the most balanced districts in Wisconsin. They believe other districts being more like theirs would be a positive for the state.
It keeps me focused on the people and not on party politics. And that's what I think we need to get back to in Wisconsin.
Having a much closer balance, that will force people to really represent the state. And if we transition from parties dictating to the people dictating, that's only a good thing.
They also hope new maps means more bipartisan work in the legislature.
We could see both political parties recognize the fact that they need to work more towards consensus.
Something state Republicans are also open to.
I think it creates a little bit better dialogue with the other side. That will be a good thing for the state of Wisconsin and residents of Wisconsin.
Democrats' fight for fair maps isn't over yet. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos has suggested the state Supreme Court ruling could be appealed, saying the U.S. Supreme Court could have final say over Wisconsin's maps. Ken and Emily?
That'll be a very interesting next couple of months. Thank you, Allison.
Yeah.
Now, the parties involved in the lawsuit have to produce new maps by this Friday. That could give us a better idea of what the future districts could look like.
State elections officials have said the maps must be in place by March 15th if they are to be used for the 2024 elections.
Well, don't go anywhere. First Warren meteorologist Greg Barnhart's got your full weather forecast right after this.
Ever wonder why most window replacements fail? It's the installation process. Hi, I'm Steve from ClearChoice. Many companies rush through installations using the caulk and walk methods. They pop the old windows out, slap the new ones in, add a few screws and smears of caulk, then hurry on to the next job. Your window ends up barely hanging on. At ClearChoice, our Weather Guardian installation process ensures your windows are secure and airtight. Don't compromise on quality. Choose ClearChoice Window and Home Solutions for windows that stand the test of time.
We've got you. It's a pledge to make sure you're always taken care of. A pledge that your Touchstone Energy Cooperative honors each and every day. When it comes to keeping things running smoothly or getting them back on track when they're not, we've got you. Always. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
It's a robotic money expert.
Clever. How do I start a savings habit?
Famous cabbage.
Savings habit.
Shaving rabbits.
Tech can make life simpler, but when it comes to savings habits, nothing's as simple as BMO. A BMO savings account helps you build the habit with a cash reward every month you save.
Cash reward. Ingenious.
Sardine fest.
This year's top prize goes to BMO.
I'm just in it for the saving, but it's nice to be recognized.
BMO.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative, with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
And for the winter storm that we're dealing with right now, it's kind of wrapping up, but we do have hazardous travel due to drifting snow as it continues, but it is beginning to wind down, and this mainly is for south and east of I-90. So as this one ends, we do have something else, but in the meantime, still winter storm warnings out to 6 a.m. The winter advisories are also till 6 a.m. Some of this may get dropped earlier, but once again, it's the drifting and snow with the north wind. Still some light snow out there, especially further south to go. So we look at tonight, this is actually tomorrow. You can see the beginning of the conditions as we go through tomorrow morning are going to be dry starting off. Notice the temperatures here, mid to upper 20s. So we're not going to get that far below freezing for the Wednesday morning commute. So still the road conditions shouldn't be too bad. The winds will lighten up, so that won't be an issue. And then we're tracking the next amount of snow here out to the west. There's 2 pieces to the system, one to the north, one to the south. They're going to be coming through. But it really won't be till the afternoon hours, so we might see a few flakes of snow up towards I-94, towards Eau Claire. Further south, it'll probably be towards the Wednesday evening commute as you see the snow begin to lift out of northeast Iowa. That'll begin to spread over the area probably around 6 to 7. So this is going to be an evening commute issue we're going to be dealing with. Notice the temperature's a little bit cooler than before, so the snow will be a little bit less weight-wise or a little less wet. Then as we go through this evening, the evening about 9 to 10, that line should push through. That'll give you about a 3-hour window of some light, maybe moderate snow to come through the area. Pushing across, it should lift out of here by midnight, so the rest of tomorrow night then should be fine. The big thing to notice too is the winds are not going to be anywhere as strong as we're having right now, so that blowing and drifting shouldn't be an issue as we go through this event. But once again, it's going to be about 24 hours. We're going to have another round of light snow. Amounts, your reaction? Well, oops, we'll go back to that one. We'll get back to the amounts for this evening. Once again, that continues to tail off, so ½ inch if you're lucky towards Boscoville and areas towards Richland Center. Otherwise, everyone else probably less than a ½ inch at most. Wind-wise, we're seeing that continue, but it will begin to tail off as we go through the overnight hours. Probably not till about midnight that we'll start seeing that 20 to 25 begin to then climb back down. Snow, we talked about that next system, and I mentioned that already. So we're looking at maybe 1 to 2, with there could be an area that could get 2 to 4 depending on how it sets up. I think a lot of areas will just see 1 to 3. Once again, the snow is not going to be as wet. The winds will remain light, but it does impact our evening commute. Something to keep in mind up for tomorrow, as we're kind of just having our minds set with this system right now. We can't forget that we do have one that could cause just as many issues, especially since the timing of this is going to be right during the evening commute. So something to keep in mind if you're out and about too tomorrow for that. The third system I mentioned, that one has a very similar track to the one right now. It's going to lift to the southwest, keeping the low to the southeast. We're on the northern side of it right now, so our chances are pretty good for some snow. The better, the heaviest still is positioned towards Chicago and those areas. The wind's definitely going to be a story with this, and the bigger change with this is going to be the temperatures. So this is going to deal with colder temperatures. So the salt that helped out with the temperatures with this system that we're around freezing will be in the 20s to teens to even single digits with this one. So salt's not going to be a thing, and the snow content's going to be lighter. So we're going to deal with blowing snow come Friday night into Saturday. Amounts still to be determined, but really it's going to be the impact of the blowing snow too, and the colder temperatures, especially the wind chill that we go into the conditions of Saturday. And if you look at the temperatures, it's just a lot of blue, and it's going to expand across the area, 15 to 20, even 30 below average. So this means you will see below zero temperatures for a good part of the northern plains, and eventually to us, along with the wind chills we'll be dealing with Saturday into Sunday morning, and Monday morning is when we could see the below zero temperatures. Once again, it's going to be a very cold period, not atypical for January for this to see this. which is the first of the year and the coldest we've had for quite a while. So as you look at the overall, we have that Wednesday night that just kind of doesn't depict the 8-day depict that very well. But you see the snow coming on Wednesday evening. Friday, Saturday, we have to keep an eye on that system. Right now, the amount's kind of determined, but then notice the temperatures as we go into Saturday. 17 and 15 may be what we're going to see, but then the wind chills will be colder, and the overnight lows, that's a little bit conservative Sunday and Monday. It could be much colder given the setup and cloud cover. And of course, the coldest area is Sparta, the Bog area. Sure. I'm sure they'll probably be in the 20 belows potentially. So it's going to be a cold period, not atypical that we haven't seen before, but something to keep in mind if you got travel plans. It's going to be a big temperature change coming this weekend, along with the blowing, drifting, and the travel issues.
That's right. This weather is no joke.
Craig, thanks very much. Coming up next in sports, well, the snow is not stopping a few of our area high school squads tonight. We will have action on the hardwood as well as the wrestling mats. Cooley Conference rivals going head-to-head in Galesville. Rob.
New windows can give you a whole new view of the world around you. Call today for a prompt free estimate from the Board Store Home Improvements. 782-8877.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you equipped with quality tools and project supplies because we get you. Whether you're a hardworking pro or an ambitious DIYer, we get you what you need to get the job done. Right now, save on these 4-packs of DeWalt batteries, $179. $10 off these 250-foot rolls of indoor wire. Plus, trade in any used power or hand tool for exclusive trade-in savings on select DeWalt tools and accessories. We get you what you need because we get you at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
It's about passion. It's about achievement. It's about hands-on. It's in our history. It's in our present and future. It's time to explore what Chippewa Valley Technical College is all about. Find us online at cvtc.edu and see what's in it for you.
Are you looking for a high-paying career without any experience? Chart Industries has the opportunity you've been waiting for. Starting wage $30 per hour, highest pay in the area, guaranteed 40 hours, and so much more. If you are making less than $60,000 and want a healthy work-life balance, apply at jobs.chartindustries.com today. That's jobs.chartindustries.com.
Huga, a calm, comfortable time with people you love. Often enjoyed with a good book, a warm blanket, and a crackling fire. Let La Crosse Fireplace Company help create this feeling in your home. Choose a Heat and Glow fireplace in gas, wood, or pellet. Stay warm and cozy with the Heat and Glow fireplace from La Crosse Fireplace Company, because your place is by the fire.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
Snow getting in the way of the high school sports schedule tonight. A lot of games getting canceled and postponed, but wrestlers, they're tough, and we got a big-time conference matchup on the mat at GET. Titans will be at home tonight in Galesville as they welcome in conference rival West Salem Bangor, and the winner tonight could be in the driver's seat when it comes to a Cooley Conference title. Catbirds and Titans clashed a couple weeks ago at Bi-State. This should be a fun one at 106. Colton Koss and Tegan Moore squared off in La Crosse. Koss coming out on top in that one. We'll see how it all plays out tonight. We'll have the highlights coming up at 10. On the high school hardwood, we've still got a few good matchups. MVC and Cooley Conference teams going at it tonight. Over in Holman, the Vikings will be hosting GET. Big-time opportunity for the Vikings to build some momentum as the Red Hawks are 10-2 on the year. Of course, they'll need to shut down Cody Schmitz, who's averaging over 30 points a game on the season. And here in La Crosse, the Logan boys have a tough task as they host West Salem. Rangers have won 2 of their last 3, but the Panthers are as tough as they come. We'll have highlights from both those games as well at 10. On the college hardwood, the Wisconsin men's basketball team is red hot lately. Badgers have won their last 4. They're 3-0 so far in conference play, including 2 big wins last week against Iowa and Nebraska. The boys are 11-3 on the season. The Badgers have climbed all the way to 15 in the latest AP poll. And for 5th-year senior Tyler Wall, he says it's all about the preparation.
We got a good plan, whether that's in transition, whether that's offense in the half court, and on the defense. I just feel like it all is flowing together right now, feeding it into Steve and me or getting through the pick and rolls. We're just doing a really good job of being aware of the game plan and sticking to it.
Badgers are back at it tomorrow night as they continue conference play on the road in Columbus against the Ohio State. On the pro hardwood tonight, the T-Wolves will try to get back on track. Minnesota's hit a bit of a rough patch as of late. Wolves have dropped 3 of their last 4 games, but despite those struggles, Minnesota still maintains the best record in the West, 25-10, a game up on OKC for first place in the conference. So it's still playing well. I mean, both T-Wolves and Bucks struggling as of late.
Absolutely. I think Giannis said the other day that he heard some boos when they lost to the Jazz at home, if I'm not mistaken, and he's like,
So
I'd boo us too.
I like the honesty.
Really?
Yeah, and that, you know, Giannis is very honest most of the time.
Yep.
So you know things are wrong when Giannis is like, I would boo me too.
Oh, no.
But it's so funny how spoiled Bucks fans have gotten. I mean,
Yes.
they're arguably one of the best teams in the league. You hit a rough patch usually at this time, almost midway through the season. I think they'll be all right.
All right, good. Thanks,
All
Rob.
right, we'll be right back after this.
See the stories you missed or watch them again on our YouTube page. Or find us at news8000.com.
When the insurance company sees Bygoff and Rohde on the other side, they know they're in for a fight. It's your life, but it's our fight. And they know that if they're not being fair with us, they will find themselves in court, and that's how Bygoff and Rohde gets results for its clients.
It's easy to see when you have a plumbing problem, but when it comes to your water, things aren't always so clear. Without water conditioning, your water may be doing more harm than good. Hard water can damage your pipes and appliances, leave spotting on dishes, as well as dry out your skin and hair. Contact the professionals at Maxwell White. More than a plumbing company, we offer comprehensive water conditioning. That's 2 great services under one roof. Enjoy cleaner dishes, softer and brighter clothes, and much more with a simple call to Maxwell White. Water conditioning done right.
If you've been in a serious accident, you need a serious legal team. Bygoff and Rohde is the Western Wisconsin powerhouse. Attorneys who won't settle for less than you deserve. Call Bygoff and Rohde.
All right, checking the radar, you can see the blue and dark blue, kind of light blue is where you have about a half inch per hour, but some of that dark blue is 2 inches. We're getting on the back side of that now towards Boscobel, Vokesfield, Sparta's kind of done with it. Notice the winds too, they will continue. That is the wind speed right now. You notice we got 20 up here in La Crosse. So as we go through, we have snow tomorrow evening, something to keep in mind for the evening commute. And then Friday and Saturday is something to keep in mind, followed by some really cold temperatures.
All right, thanks for joining us at 6.
We'll see you at 10.